Wow. Here we go. All right. I'm doing a tarot readings for all the signs of the zodiac tonight. The horoscope. Put this beanie. It's cold here. Coldish. Here in Japan. All right. So before I get started, quick reminder. You can contact me directly if you want a horoscope. Not horoscope. If you want a tarot reading. Or if you want life coaching or whatever. Let's go to superpeer.com/AdamSavage. Use this coupon for 10% off between now and the end of May. Enough said. True believers. See you there. And yeah, let's see. I don't think anyone's here yet. That's quite all right. It's pretty early in the morning, I think, in the Americas, but that's okay. I think I'm just going to get started because I don't want to be on here all night. So let's go. Start off with Aquarius. Oh, you know what? I was supposed to make... I always keep meaning to make things so that I could put it on screen when each sign is happening, but whatever. I'm not going to do that. Unless I can do it really quick. Let's see what happens. No, that's gonna be havoc. I'm not gonna mess with it. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead. So Aquarius, I'll timestamp these two after I finish this. So Aquarius, what do you have coming your way in January? Not January. April. I don't even know what month it is. So Aquarius for April. What do we got? I'm seeing a Two of Wands card. Two of Wands is all about really assessing your current situation. It's a good time to pause and reflect. It's not going to be rushed or strenuous. It's going to be really, a good moment to kind of decide your next direction, because this is the time to think about it when you're not stressed, when you're not overwhelmed by things, and really just assess your options and try to make the most, everybody always wants to make the best decision, obviously, but this is really a time to really assess what you're after and what you really are aiming for. I always remind people that this guy is like standing in a castle or something at an elevated position, so he's able to see long term in a way that some other moments in time you're not able to. So I think this is probably the best time to really think long term rather than short term. I think Aquarius, sometimes you want to think, when I say long term, I mean, think at least like the next year ahead, not just the next few months. Because I think as an Aquarius, you tend to think maybe a little more short term, like 2 or 3 months ahead. But I think this is a good time for you, Aquarius, to think long term. So start thinking maybe 1 to 5 years. Think about that. Where do you want to be? Where are you heading? Because wherever you aim yourself is going to determine where you go. All right. So moving on to Pisces. And here we go, Pisces. Pisces for April, energy coming your way. What do we got? All right, Pisces. The energy for Pisces coming up in April. All right, here we go. Wow. Just one moment. That was not. But what happened was the same card came up again, which is unusual. But usually I take the cards out once I've done them, so no two signs will have the same reading. And I think by coming up again, that was basically a reminder to me that that card needs to come out rather than have the same reading for Pisces, which I don't think is the correct reading. So, looking at Pisces for April, once again. And where we go? No. It's kind of a muddy deck, as I say, when it's not a clear-cut card that comes out. A bunch of cards will jump out at once, but none of them feels quite right. Okay, here we go. This feels right. Another Wands card. We have Eight of Wands. Eight of Wands is a moment where you really want to act, you really want to do something and take action, Pisces, but this is a card where you can't. You're not in the position to act. You've done all you can do. Things that you've taken actions. You've like flicked the dominoes that are knocked over and they're like falling down. But there's nothing you can do at this point. You just need to kind of relax a little and trust in that you've done the work and that you put in your best effort and things are going to happen well. And don't become attached to outcomes. That's always like a dangerous thing if you cling to outcomes, because that is just a recipe for despair. I think though, yeah, you don't need to despair, because I think you've done a lot of great work, Pisces, and this is a lot of creativity at work that you've put into play, and I think basically it's just letting it come back to you, and just give yourself this month to really relax, and at the right time it will come back to you in the right way that you need. And it may not always seem that way, but it will be what's best for you. All right, moving on to Aries. Aries, what do we have? April 2023. All right. Okay, Aries for April of 2023. All right. Seeing a Knight of Cups card. Knight of Cups is, in terms of Aries, this is you're reaching out to people. You're reaching out in a lot of a very honest way, a very forthright, and not you're not trying to trick people. You're not trying to manipulate people. You're very much putting your heart on your sleeve and putting what you actually feel out there and being honest with people about your emotions, which I think is going to benefit you a lot in April. I think it will lead to some positive connections, and sometimes you put yourself out there and it doesn't always work, but I think by putting yourself out there, that's the only way you're gonna make those new connections, new friends, new whatever that you're looking for in your life. It's gonna happen, but again, similar to the card that I saw with Pisces, don't cling to the outcomes. It's more about who you're becoming. And as a Knight card, this is a really good card in terms of having a personality out there that is, like I said, honest and positive emotions. So just bring your best emotions out, and have a level of fearlessness about it, because that's what the Knight's cards. A lot of the Knight cards are about being fearless. So I think you can, Aries. I think you know how to do that. You have a very courageous spirit, and I think this Knight of Cups card is going to be pretty good for you in April. So yeah, moving on. We're on Taurus now. And for Taurus, for April, I'm seeing another Cups card. We have Ace of Cups. And Taurus, this is really unlike the Knight of Cups with the last card that I saw with the other sign. This, for you, Taurus, is more about actually having an outlet to really put this emotion out there. This is really an emergence of a new connection. A lot of times it's a friend or a new romance or just some new way, even a new pet or something, to really express yourself emotionally and put that emotion out there. It's very positive, and it's going to be very therapeutic for you. I expect in April to have a very therapeutic effect. That feeling of being able to express yourself, do it, and it'll be. I think it's very good for you, Taurus. I would say overall very positive month. The only caution I might say would be that make sure that you are putting it. Sometimes when people do have a new emotional outlet like this, they want to bring it into all areas of their lives and express it with everyone. For example, their coworkers or other people in their lives, and sometimes that's not always the best way to do this. You need to make sure that you express it to the right people and in the right way. So think about who is available to you in your life right now to do that, and those are the ones you need to put your emotional energy towards, and it will benefit you. All right, moving on to Gemini. Gemini, I'm seeing all right. I'm seeing a sword card, Seven of Swords. And Gemini, this is a card of kind of feeling like you're victorious. You feel like you've won a victory, that you're getting away with something. And it's a very mischievous spirit. Not always the most, positive social attitude or way of connecting with others. Sometimes it can be a very negative focus on things and acquiring things and getting things, getting your own way rather than creating harmony, emotional harmony, which, sometimes that's positive, sometimes that's very negative. So it's just keep that in mind, that it isn't really, I don't know, I feel like you have a lot in you, Gemini, that is very intelligent, very strategic, and very cunning, but uh, it's not always like it cuts both ways. This guy is carrying away these swords, and that's kind of a disastrous way to carry swords, carrying them by the blade. So don't be surprised if you get cut in the process. And I think uh, my suggestion, you don't have to take it, but my suggestion is to kind of move away from focus on material goods and getting things rather than that, and focus more on, positive connections and your spirituality. So good luck with that, Gemini. Cancer, I'm seeing next. For Cancer, what do we got? Cancer for April 2023. And Cancer's energy, emotional energy, not emotional, just general energy for April coming your way. It can be emotional, it can be imaginative, it can be strategic, it can be the real world, the quote unquote real world of day-to-day objects. All right, Cancer. Seeing this Three of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles is all about collaboration. I think Cancer, you like to be social, and so this is pretty good for you. It's about building something or working on some project with others in a very social way, in which you have to listen to them and also give your input as well. I think it's a good way for you to live and work, Cancer. I think it's something you're familiar with, and that you know your own trade very well. So I think it's an opportunity for you to, have fun doing your work, whatever that is, and connect with others in the process. So I think it'll be a good month for you overall. I think overall everybody is, I don't want to ever say that somebody's having a bad month, but overall these are fairly positive month. Let's see what we got coming up for Leo. All right, Leo. Maybe I spoke too soon. So Leo, I'm seeing a Five of Pentacles card, which is, sometimes I'll call this card out in the cold, because it's a feeling that some opportunity has passed you by, something is not going as well as you think it should, and it's very, though, usually it's not so much physical. It's usually more about your internal state and how you perceive the physical world. It's based in the physical world. Like, you could be like something like losing your job or having your car stolen. I'm not saying that's going to happen. I'm saying that something in the physical world isn't the way you like it to be. And because of that, you allow it to overtake your emotional state. And I don't want that to happen for you, because Leo, I think you have a very strong mentality, and this is you like to be obviously victorious, but that isn't always the case. So if you do get setbacks, try not to let it overwhelm your sense of equilibrium, and maintain your balance, because I think you have a lot of strengths internally and a lot of a very powerful leadership attitude, Leo. But when you do face setbacks, sometimes you can let them overcome you. So I encourage you not to let them lose your cool and lose your state of mind, because that's really your strongest asset, Leo. All right. And not just your strongest asset, but it's like what will attract others and allow you to really succeed in this world. So anyways, moving on to Virgo. Virgo, April 2023, looking at, I've already done, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've done 7 of the horoscopes so far, so a little more than halfway. We're looking at Virgo now. Virgo, I'm seeing for April. All right, Virgo. I'm seeing the Judgment card. Judgment card is about, it's a very positive card. It's a very spiritually uplifting card, a very higher calling card that I like to think of it as. And yeah, it's a very positive state to be in emotionally and spiritually. I think it can, what brings this state about is not very specific. This can come about from your physical situation in the world, your environment, but it can also come about just completely from internal work that you're doing. There's no one real thing that sets it into motion. It can come from anywhere, but the ultimate result is this elevated spirit, elevated sense of connection, and a moment of realization of who you really are, Virgo. So I think, again, like a lot of these cards, it's a pretty powerful month for you. So enjoy that, Virgo. All right, moving on to Libra. Libra, we have, looking at Libra's, the energy coming to he or she in April 2023. And what do we have? Libra, I'm seeing a 7 of Wands. 7 of Wands is you have a vision of how your life should be in this moment, but this is a card of which all these wands represents different understandings and perspectives. That's probably a good word to describe them. Different perspectives or ways of viewing reality. And you have a very definite idea of your reality, Libra, but the problem is you're going to be kind of having to tackle and face all these other realities that people are trying to impose on you. It can be, everyone around us has their own vision of reality, and sometimes those visions do not line up very well, and there's conflict, or there's just cognitive dissonance that doesn't flow very well, and it can kind of prevent people from kind of getting anywhere, making any progress with their lives and their vision, because they're just battling like this guy or man or woman, they're battling all these other visions, and kind of, they could be like defending them, arguing with other people. It could just be, having somebody, like having, when you go into like a mall or something and there's music playing, that's somebody else's view of the world. That's their reality imposing through your senses, and trying to kind of like send you in a different direction, and it may or may not be in line with your own vision. So I think that's really what is going on with you in April, Libra. This is a battle of reality. So I encourage you. I think, Libra, you're very intelligent and you have a very keen mind. So you don't need to let go of your vision. It's just a question of A lot of times I mentioned people are arguing with others, and arguing with others is often a way, it actually sometimes weakens your own reality, because if you have to argue with them, you're kind of taking energy away from your own story and your own vision. So I encourage you not to argue, but to basically just, you know, agree as much as you have to get other people's arguments out of the way, but then ultimately hold on to your own dreams and your own visions. All right, moving on to Scorpio for April. We've done, I think, about eight horoscopes already, and I'll bookmark these all after I'm done with timestamps so you can find yours. Or if you wait till another day or two, I'll do the shorts that I release for like the YouTube short versions of these horoscopes. But we are on now Scorpio. And Scorpio, what do I see? All right, Scorpio. Scorpio for April 2023. Here we go. I'm seeing the Six of Swords. Six of Swords is a card about moving on from. Often it's a feeling that you've lost something, that you've either lost a battle or you lost something physical, or lost something that something you've lost. It's a feeling of loss, not necessarily a loss in terms of like losing your favorite, I don't know, your favorite pen or something. I'm just thinking of something that you could lose, but it's not that kind of loss. It's just the feeling that some opportunity perhaps has been lost, and it's very mental. I think this card is about a mental loss that you feel is slowing you down or holding you back, and you don't like it, but it is, you are moving forward. It's just that loss is kind of baggage that's holding you back, and you're kind of looking backwards instead of moving forwards. Like there is, in this image, there's this boat with these people on it moving forward, but they have all these swords in the front of the boat that's kind of blocking their view. So you kind of need to think about, like, are you like over planning? Are you not being spontaneous enough? What is it that's not allowing you to move forward? Because by clinging to the past, that seems to be like a theme with this month, is clinging. And by clinging to the past, you're kind of slowing your own progress down, Scorpio. So I encourage you to, drop all these strategy for a little and just be a little more spontaneous and pay attention to your intuitions. I think that's something right now that you're kind of lacking, Scorpio, is that intuitive side of things that allows you to really connect with your own emotions, but also the emotions of others. That's going to serve you much more than strategizing and thinking about like plots and plans. All right, so moving on to Sagittarius. Sagittarius, what do we have coming up in April? And looking at Sagittarius for April 2023. And what do we have? Nothing clearly coming out yet for April 2023. Sagittarius we are on. All right. I've seen the Sun card, which one of my favorite cards, because this is really unlocking a large part of your own spirit and living in a much more awake and happy place. I see a comment. Good evening from Who Know You. Welcome, Who Know You. Yeah, seems like a few people have showed up. I started this and I think nobody was here initially, but welcome anyone who has arrived. I've done most of the horoscopes already. I'm on Sagittarius, and I'm going to timestamp all these. So if you want to find yours, as soon as I finish this, I'll put up timestamps and you can see yours. But yeah, Sagittarius, pretty positive month, feeling of overwhelming joy and positivity. I don't see any major hitches in April. I don't really have anything much to add for the sun. I think the sun is just a feeling of, to me, it's like the embodiment of summer and that feeling of just being out at like festivals in the summer or something like that. You know, it's a very positive card. So yeah, enjoy your April, Sagittarius. I see Who Know You is commenting. I'm working on an album at the moment. Glad to have the Sun card present in April. Oh, who know you? Are you a Sagittarius? That is the question. So we only have one sign left, Capricorn, and then I'll call it a night. Maybe a day wherever you guys are. Maybe it's morning, but here it's almost midnight, 11:30. All right, so here we go. Capricorn, what do we have coming up in April? I think I'll recap too in a minute all the signs, and in case anyone wants it at the end. So Capricorn, final sign tonight for April 2023. Oh, who know you says he or she is a Sagittarius. Yeah, it's a wonderful synchronicity that you arrived right as your sign was happening. Sometimes things happen like that. Whoa. All right, Capricorn. I'm seeing a Three of Cups card. I feel like this came up recently for Capricorn as well. Maybe I'm misremembering, you know. But yeah, for April, I'm seeing a Three of Cups card, which is an overall like a very good bonding experience with others. It can be small parties, large parties, whatever. But just an overall feeling of connection and positivity. I think, yeah, like overall, I think there's a lot of very positive energy this month among all the signs. There were a few hitches, but not, I don't want to say they're bad things. It's just, you know, things that are, some of you have better months than others. And I think overall, though, this is one of the most positive months I've seen this year. I think there's a lot of wonderful energy. I think that a lot of this comes down to spring, which is usually a very positive release of energy. And I think that is what is happening right now. So I think enjoy your month, Capricorn. It's a very positive experience. And all of you enjoy your month. Let me recap all the signs in case you showed up late and I didn't. So Aquarius, I was seeing a Two of Wands card. And I'm not going to recap my interpretation because I'll timestamp these in a few minutes. Pisces, I was seeing an Eight of Wands card, which is just kind of like a moment of waiting for something to occur. With Aries, I was seeing the Knight of Cups card, a feeling of kind of sending your emotions out there and being receptive to the emotions of others. Taurus, I was seeing a Ace of Cups card, really a chance for you to express yourself emotionally. And Gemini, I was seeing the Seven of Swords card, kind of a sneaky moment for you, Gemini. A little less than. I feel like you can do a little better. I'm not judging you, but I'm saying that I think you're kind of hurting yourself in this process, but so be it. And Cancer, I'm seeing a collaborative, the Three of Discs card, which is about collaboration and building a new project or an old project, just collaborating though. Leo, I'm seeing the Five of Pentacles, probably the most challenging of the cards this month. But again, comes down to overly focusing on physical reality, physical possessions, things like that. And I think it's an opportunity. It really is an opportunity to focus instead of your physical possessions on focus instead on your emotions and on your spirituality. And let's see, Virgo, I've seen the Judgment card, which is very high spiritual elevation, epiphanies, waking up to higher levels of your own spirituality. So I think a very powerful month for you, Virgo. And then Libra, I was seeing the Seven of Wands card, in which you're kind of resisting a lot of other people's uh, ways that they want you to live your life and understand the world. You have your own vision, and you're kind of arguing with them about which vision is going to dominate. And then with Libra, I was seeing the six. Excuse me, not with Libra. With which card am I missing? Oh yeah, that was Libra. Okay, so yeah, with Scorpio, I was seeing the Six of Swords card, which is about trying to move forward, but being constrained by your own vision and you're really trying to calculate everything. When I think this is not a good time for you to calculate, Scorpio. It's a better time for you to use your intuition and listen to your emotions rather than your logic. And then Sagittarius, the Sun card, very overall positive experience, and yeah, a very elevated emotion and kind of high feeling in a lot of ways. And then Capricorn, I was seeing the Three of Cups, which is very much a lot about emotional bonding and having parties or whatever, some way of emotionally bonding with others. So enjoy your months, y'all. And yeah, hope to see you in future tarot readings. And let me just recap too, if you ever want a personal tarot reading or whatever help you want, just contact me on SuperPeer and use this coupon till the end of May for 10% off. And I will see you hopefully in future readings, whatever they be.